welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to sit down with you guys and talk about my emotions ever since I've moved halfway across the country. This is the final installation of my Moving Halfway Across the Country series. I thought that I would close it out by talking about how I felt moving and positive and negative emotions throughout the whole entire journey. The positive thing for me was that everybody in my family knew that I always wanted to move here. It's always been my dream to move to Virginia. I don't really know why. I think it's because I have family here and I've just always loved this area ever since I was little. So making the move out here was not necessarily a surprise to anybody in my family. Not my sisters, not my parents, not my grandparents. Really, nobody was surprised that I moved out here. But that's okay. I didn't want it necessarily to be a surprise. This definitely made my experience moving more positive because nobody was like super taken aback by it. So that definitely helped with their emotions being more positive. So if you guys know that you are going to be moving outside of the state or something, I would be very straightforward with your siblings or your parents or something. If they react negatively at first, it's okay because you're not actually doing it. And then when you go to actually do it, they're not just taken aback all of a sudden. First, part of this video that I want to talk about is my experience with my little sisters. So if you guys don't know, I have one brother and two sisters. They're all younger than me. One brother, two sisters. They're all younger than me, but my little sisters are 9 and 11, so they're pretty young compared to me. I'm 20. So we have an age gap in there for sure. So I would imagine if any of you guys have little siblings, that it would be really hard to move far away from them because it's just nice to see them grow. It's nice to be there with them. They really look up to you. And so I obviously don't have that anymore. One thing that was hard for me is that my sisters would start texting me that they miss me, and that made me very emotional. My 9-year-old sister the other day commented on my TikTok, "I miss you, sissy," and literally I just wanted to book the first flight to her. That literally made me tear up. It was so upsetting. They say out of love, and I love that they say that because it's showing their emotions and I love it, but it makes me so sad because it makes me feel so bad that I moved. I didn't leave them, I moved. I'm lucky that my sisters are so supportive of me because even though they are young and they miss me, they understand that I've always wanted to do this, and so they're super supportive of me. Both of my sisters have FaceTime though, so that's helpful because I can just FaceTime them whenever I'm really missing them. Moral of the story is that leaving your siblings is really hard, but there are ways to check up on them, such as FaceTime, and they are people too. They understand your feelings. They understand you're having a hard time. You understand they're having a hard time. Everybody is very understanding. And also, something that has helped me is counting down the days or the months or whatever until I see them next. I get to see my sisters in 2 weeks and I am so excited. We are definitely counting down the days together and I call them quite often. The next group of people that I want to talk about are my parents. So some background information is that I first moved out when I was 19. I moved about 15 minutes away from my parents' house, and that was not a hard move for me. The hardest part of that was just not seeing my sisters every single day and seeing their day-to-day life. I would say that was quite difficult, but as far as my parents, my relationship with them actually grew more whenever I moved out and we got along a lot better. It's not that I didn't love them whenever I was living with them, but you know, a little bit of distance definitely helps sometimes in that relationship. So surprisingly, when I moved far away, or maybe not surprisingly, it got really a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. I definitely miss them, and I just miss being able to go over there and have like an hour-long conversation with them, or like going over and having dinner with them. Just those little things, like I definitely miss that, and I didn't expect to. It's a really weird dynamic shift, and I didn't expect it. It's also nice though, because my parents call and like really want to know how I've been doing, which didn't really happen whenever I was back near them, because it was just like, oh, next time she comes over she can tell me. So that has been nice. So there are definitely positive and negative emotions to it. I just try and like live through my emotions and validate my own emotions, because that's something they have to do, and I have issues with that for sure. And it has helped. The last group of people that I want to talk about is friends. And I'm sure that that's what everybody thinks about whenever you leave, like you're leaving all your friends. I am the type of person that only has like a few very, very close friends. So when I moved, it was very difficult to leave my friends, because those people had been in my life for a while and I was very, very close and bonded to them. To make matters worse though, it's not that I can call them any time of the day like I could my sisters, because they have their lives too, and they have jobs and things like that. So it's definitely harder to stay in touch whenever you move that far away, on top of everybody having their own life. I'm hoping that they are able to come visit whenever we get our own place, and also that I will make friends out here. I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet, but if you guys have been through a similar situation, I want you guys to tell me how you made friends, because I definitely need help with that. I'm already not the best with making friends. I'm just weird. I'm like socially awkward. So definitely could use some tips. But overall, the moving process to living here has been not that bad. It's been made a lot easier because I have family out here. So instead of Michael and I coming out here and us just being stranded, we have 2 sets of grandparents, my aunt, my uncle, my cousins. We have a lot of family here supporting us, so we are definitely not alone. I think it would have been a lot harder if we moved somewhere that did not have extended family. The biggest piece of advice that I could give is recognizing your own emotions and not beating yourself up over it. Like for the first week that I was here, I was definitely just kind of thinking through how I felt, and I didn't really get much done just because I was really reflecting on what was going on and how I felt about this whole situation, and that is completely okay. And so make sure to take a step back and think about it. I try and do that in a lot of different situations, not even just moving, and it has been really helpful and beneficial. If you guys are into something like journaling could really help with that. That's what I would recommend, is just kind of being in tune with your feelings and not ignoring them, because if you ignore them, it's probably going to lead to a huge breakdown. Moving to a new place is hard, very, very hard. I mean, it's a physical change, and humans don't always take change well, and also it's a huge emotional change, and you know, even like the temperature changes from moving can affect a person. So just your body is going through so many new changes. So definitely be easier on yourself and listen to your body. I hope something in this video helped you guys or interested you guys. I hope you guys got some insight into what I am like. A lot of my videos so far are just generic. They haven't been very personable. So I wanted to sit down and make this one as the final installation in this Moving Halfway Across the Country series. I'm super excited for my next series, which will be starting next Monday, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!